Hello, everybody. Welcome to this Uffda Sports production of Mikey Likes It NCAA Tournament Edition. My name is Tim McNiff. I am your host, and we are joined by our Uffda Sports insider when it comes to games of chance. You can't see him. We call him Mikey. Just one name. No look at the personal identity, because of the many things that Mikey likes. What he likes most of all is keeping a low profile. Mikey, good to almost see you. And welcome back. Are you ready to talk a little NCAA hoops?
I am there. How you doing there, Grinder?
I am ready to go. We are almost time to tip it up and go. Everybody loves the NCAA basketball tournament. For a guy like you who likes games of chance, is that as good as it gets?
Yes, it does. Especially the for early rounds of the games. The bookmakers tend to favor teams that the public likes, and which is good for me because I always seem to like the other sides of most of the wagering that the public is doing. Specifically, our first game that we're going to talk about.
Well, let me just hold on a minute before you go there. Let's just talk about you for just a moment, because people are probably wondering, what is this gray screen on one side? Why will you not let us reveal your identity?
Well, there's a lot of people that will know me, especially people in the industry. And when I've gone in and placed bets on games, it can adjust lines. And it's kind of a powerful thing when you go into Vegas and you show up and have a pocket full of money, and you place a wager, and next thing you know, the line changes. So I try to keep myself a low profile.
Nice. You've got to take care of yourself too. So you're taking a risk a little bit coming out here and doing this with us. Why? Why are you choosing to be our insider when it comes to games of chance for Uffda Sports?
Well, professional gambling's exploding across the country. And I feel like that, my knowledge can help a lot of people. And I've seen some people not know what the hell they do. And it's like, going to playing a slot machine. It's just, it's just all luck. And I've always believed luck's important in gambling. I think I'm one of the luckiest people that you know of, or Tim. But I feel like that knowledge is important. And this is what I'm trying to share with the audience.
Well, let's start with that. Let's impart some knowledge when it comes to the NCAA basketball tournament. We'll take the teams and the game that Mikey likes in the opening round. And with that, it includes one of Thursday's play-in games. You like UCLA, latest line +2 over Michigan State coming out of the Big Ten.
Correct. Yes. When the game first opened, UCLA was a small little favorite. And then all the money has just been pouring on Michigan State. Over 80% of all the money that's been wagered on the game is on Michigan State, and has now moved the line from UCLA being a small 1-point favorite all the way up to Michigan State at 2. I bet UCLA on the money line. I got UCLA at 1.5, and I'm hoping to get now UCLA all the way up to a 2.5 if possible. One of the main reasons why I like UCLA, Michigan State came from the better conference, no question. Michigan State has been playing better, beat a Michigan team, and also beat Ohio State, two teams that are much higher seeded. However, UCLA, they shoot the ball so much better than Michigan State. 46 to 42% on their twos and 36 to 32 on their threes. For Michigan State to win this game, the game needs to be in the 60s. I don't see that. I see UCLA winning 73-68.
So winning outright, UCLA 73-68 is the call from our guy,
Correct.
Mikey. All right, let's move on to Friday's action. A little bit different. Playing games one after another all day on Thursday. Then to Friday, we've got the multiple games going on. And your first call in those games in the bracket, you like the over on Arkansas versus Colgate in the South Regional. That one in a 12:45 start. Why the over?
Both of these teams, they play in the 80s. Colgate shoots 40% on threes. They have 3 players that in Colgate that could start for Kentucky, as an example. Arkansas, They have Eric Musselman as their coach. He likes to play a pressing type of game. I feel that this game is going to get the winning team's going to have to score over 90 points. I got the line at 158. The line is down to like around 160 and a half. I still like this game. I still would bet the game all the way up to 165 points. I feel it's going to be high scoring. And another key stat, it's going to be a tight game. So there could be the fouls at the end of the game that will help you push it to the over. But I do see Arkansas winning the game 92-87.
A little bonus there. You didn't even have to pick a winner, but you're giving us a winner. All right, staying in the South Regional, conversely, you like the under on Texas Tech versus Utah State. That one a 145 tip. Why the under on Texas Tech and Utah State?
Both teams love to play defense. These are teams that will also run the clock down. If you remember the movie Hoosiers, 4 passes before a shot. Both teams definitely preach that methodology. And Texas Tech, they are really great at defense, but every 5 possessions when they're playing D, they get a turnover during the time. Utah State back in 2019, they lost their best 3-point shooter from their turning run. Their team is they don't really have great shooters. Utah State, and I'll probably butcher his name. Their defense is what's his name? Kada? Is it Kada or Kada? Tim?
Can't help you. I wish I could.
Okay, but needless to say, he's like 7'2", athletic as heck, but the rest of their team is slow. You and I could run as fast as some of the Utah State players. And they're an old team.
Don't get carried away there, but okay, I get your point.
Oh, yeah, I've seen you running out there with your dog. It's very good. I see a game, but very low scoring game. Low in the. I don't even think the winning teams can get 60 points. So,
really,
yes, yep. So yeah, very low scoring. I could see Texas Tech winning a close one. 59-53.
Wow. Sounds like middle school games I've been to.
That was just 2 years ago.
I don't think I'll be watching that one. All right. Let's stay in the South Regional. And this is where you're going to get a little commercial on me. You like North Carolina, the 8th seed, over number 9 Wisconsin. That a 7-10 start in the South on Friday. Another Big Ten team going down.
Yes. So one of the main things I look at is senior guards. And yes, clearly Wisconsin has senior guards. And Brad Davidson, didn't he date your daughter back in the day?
You know what he wanted to? I said no. He was a Maple Grove kid. Couldn't have it in a Wayzata household. All
right, fair enough. And then they have Trice, who I think is a very good player. The thing about Wisconsin that is not very good, they are slow. And you might see a pattern here with me. Slow teams, I'm not a fan of unless they got like a Patrick Ewing and some dominant center as relates to that. North Carolina leads the country in offensive rebounds. And I just think they're going to kill them on the boards. North Carolina has 4 or 5 big guys. Wisconsin has Reavers, another Minnesota kid. I think North Carolina
got a couple Minnesota kids on that front line.
Yeah, but compared to North Carolina's athletes, they're going to be in big trouble. I think North Carolina wins for fun. I think it's double digits.
Wow. Okay, there's a little bonus there. North Carolina is going to pick up the points on that one. Finally, move out of the South Regional. We're going to take it to the Midwest, where you finally have a Big Ten team winning. You almost know these thinkers as being a Big Ten team.
Yes. If somebody said, who do you like the most on the first 2 Thursday and Friday games, this is the game right here. It's Rutgers. Rutgers.
This is your 4-star game.
Yeah, yes. No question. Look, I love this team. They're scrappy. They have 3 guards. led by Ron Harper Jr. His dad was a pro. He's a guy that when they need to get a hoop, he can always go to he's a go-to scorer that can always get to the hoop when necessary. They also have two other guards named Baker and Young. And what's also good about both of those guards is if a team is playing man-to-man, they can break them down and get into the lane. Clemson, Clemson's a team that, if they can't shoot, they turn the ball over almost 1 out of 6 possessions. Rutgers is also the highest seed. And so one of the things as we talk about gambling, you want to go against the public teams. And the public typically always will look at, well, gosh, there's a lower seed getting points. Well, Vegas knows something. And Vegas ranks Rutgers a better team. I think Rutgers wins a close game. It's still my game that I like of any of the games, because I just think that as long as Rutgers can get 50 points, they're going to win the game. I think Rutgers wins a close game, 57-51.
What's the point spread on that right now?
Right now, the line's 1.5 to 2. Rutgers favored. And I would take it all the way up to 3 by the time we go to media if the line has changed. One of the things here, audience, is there's games out here that I have bet earlier and I couldn't bet anymore. And so it's important to try to always get the best number. And for the most part, I didn't get the best number. Clearly, the UCLA game, I did not, which is fine. I'm going to still bet more on UCLA. But at one of the other games on Friday, and one of the teams I just love, and I know, Tim, you're a big Gopher fan, is Loyola. And the Coach Vassar, I think he's an amazing coach. And they're playing against Georgia Tech. And Georgia Tech went and made it very far into the ACC tournament. Wasn't predicted to do very much. Hell, they lost to Georgia Southern. Well, I know it was in the dance, but like a 14-15 seed. Anyways, I played the game Loyola -1. Now the line's up to Loyola -5. And that's way too many points to lay. Shit, I probably would take Georgia Tech in catching 5, and I might play a middle because of the huge spread difference that I have.
But again, like you said a couple minutes ago, Vegas feels like they know something if the line's moving that direction.
Well, so what happens is that they have a lot of exposure. When people keep betting one side, they are going to move the line. There's people in the industry that have the ability to move the spreads. But in this game here, Vegas is going to lose a lot of money. When you see a line jump from -1 to -5, and there's no injuries, let's call it. I haven't heard of any injuries on Georgia Tech. Vegas will take a bath on that game if that happens.
Gotcha. All right, so we have run through a handful of games, and I want to take a look at that lower graphic on there, everybody. Mikey likes Loyola over Georgia Tech. He hasn't bet that one. He's not necessarily. It's one more he's throwing your way, but the other ones he was prepared for that. He's giving you that inside information. We thought that you may not see this until these games have started. You may see them before, and we certainly hope you do see this video beforehand. But we wanted to put Mikey out there and just say, okay, everybody's filled out their brackets by now. They've got to have them in by the time the games tip off tomorrow. So who wins it all? And the best thing I can say about this is, being the businessman that he is, Mikey's hedging his bets. You've got not one, not two, but 3 teams that you have bet on to win it all. Explain.
So at the beginning of the year, the team I really liked a lot was UCLA. That was the first team that I put money on to win the tournament. Got them at 65-1. Right now, I could get 150-1 if I wanted to put more money on them to win it all. I really thought they were a good team. And
How far back
then
did you put down the bet on 65-1?
Before the season started. Before this.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I've always liked their coach, Ben Holland. They came back with a lot. I think they came back with 4 returning starters. And to me, they just look like when I'm going to put money on a team before the season, I need to get close to 50-1 odds because I haven't really seen them play. I haven't seen them play any competition. So if I'm going to put money into it, I want to make sure it's going to get paid. But then as I started watching during the season, I saw Gonzaga. And I just said, okay, they're going out there, and they're just taking them down. They're the number 1 shooting team in the NCAA. They score more points, and so I got Gonzaga at 8-1 before they played Iowa. So I got them probably must have been around Thanksgiving, early December is when I jumped on the Gonzaga. And I wish I had put more money on them because 8-1, you can't even get close to that. Right now in Vegas and the offshore books, it's about between plus 150 and 175, which means if you bet $100 on Gonzaga to win it all, you're only going to get maybe $150, $160, which is not very good to win 6 games at those. I would never recommend somebody to bet that at that price. And then the third game team that I took.
You've got to mention too the Minnesota point guard factor, Jalen Suggs. I mean, you go back to the Duke Minnesota point guard factor against Wisconsin. We've been watching here in Minnesota. We've had the ability to watch this Jalen Suggs for years. The family name has been around the Minnesota sports scene since the 1970s, and this kid's got to be a one and done. This to me is his opportunity to make a mark. And I believe he is going to make his mark in this tournament.
Yeah. I mean, Gonzaga's just loaded. There's something called the John Wooden Award, and Gonzaga has 3 players out of 15 nominated to win the award. So they're loaded. They can shoot. They can run. Suggs could get 30 points one game, and one game he get 5 points and 10 assists. He's just a winner. And I'm sure if Pitino had got him, and God rest what's that, Sid Hartman's soul, Sid would have given him some free steaks at Manny's and Murray's and would have probably gave him a few $1,000.
Butter knife, silver butter knife.
Yeah, Jesus. Where's Sid? Where's the money, Sid? And the other game I really like, I do really like Illinois. I do believe it's going to be Gonzaga, Illinois final game. I got Illinois at 16-1. I think they have their best players are their guards, their freshmen. That Carbello, I really like him, and the other guy, I forgot his name right now, but he's a freshman. I think Illinois is loaded. I think it's good. Gonzaga, Illinois, and I'm going to be happy as heck because all I know is I can't lose if that happens.
That's right. You got them coming both ways. We talked about a month ago, and you had a different team that you were sort of high on at that time. And I told you at that time, I really liked Michigan. And I thought about late January. I thought Michigan was the best in the country. And I've kind of cooled on them somewhat, but I like their draw. How far do you have the Wolverines going?
I don't even have them get in past to the Elite Eight. If they're playing LSU,
really,
on the second round, I think LSU has a tough matchup with St. Bonnie, but LSU can score. LSU has players that can really, really get to the hoop. They can shoot. They can run. And Michigan's missing Livers. Is it Livers or Livers to pronounce his name?
Livers, I think.
Yeah, he's out for the first weekend for sure, and most likely out until they can get to the Final Four, which is not going to happen. Michigan is a young team. They have this guy that transfer in from George Washington. His name is Smith. He's a very good player. But after that, it's pretty much all freshmen and sophomores. And, you know, you saw Juwan Howard. Did you see Juwan Howard have a meltdown against Maryland and get booted out of the game?
I did.
Right? He's a rookie head coach. You got to be a little more chilled in a game that really means nothing to you, right? I mean, I don't know why he went off. I never heard about that, but that kind of shows me you guys are going to choke. You know, you're going to choke. And
I have a different take on that. I think he was trying to get their attention. Like I said, this was playing at a higher level a month earlier, and I think he was trying to get their attention. We'll see whether that happened or not. And you might call him a rookie head coach, but it's not like he hasn't been there before, and he's been on the big stage before also. So I don't think I would take them to win it all. I think, like you, I would like to not have so much chalk. I just think that Illinois and Gonzaga are too complete for everyone else, and I think it would set up one heck of a championship game. So for everyone's sake, and for yours now, I guess too, I do hope that's what it is. But I'll be interested to see. I think I've got Michigan going a little bit further than you do. Let me ask you this: if you're willing, we've got this now. We've got a recorded message of this. People are all wondering, what's this guy all about? He's got one name. We can't even see what he looks like. Why should we trust him? Now we can start to build a little track record. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to chart how you do this weekend. Let's get together and next week. Let's do it again. Let's talk about how you did. We can talk about the games, and you can talk about your bad beats and hopefully your good wins. And we can take a look at the week ahead. What do you think? You in?
Hey, you know, my friend, again, optimism. You're already seeing I'm going to have a bad beat. Jeez.
That's because nobody else knows you, but I do.
Okay, right. I mean, I get that you're going to bet that.
You're the best, Mikey. You're the best, my friend. Thank you for coming in and giving us your inside wisdom. We do appreciate it. If you want to get more quality sports from the Uffda Sports Network, my gosh, we've got it for you all over the place. You like hockey? Go to miniice.com. Football, vikingsterritory.com. purpleptsd.com. And our newest franchise, that is, of course, Franchise Tagged. It is all about the National Football League. And coming soon, we've got a morning show coming for you. And it is What's Up with Tim McNiff. This guy, I'll be wearing jacket and tie. I don't have to hide myself like Mikey. I'll put myself right out there because that's the kind of guy I am. I want to thank you for joining us. I want to thank Mikey. He is the man. We've picks. Now, go and do your thing. Good luck to everybody. No bad beats to anyone else, just to Mikey. And we hope to see you on down the road. Thanks for joining us.
Bye, Tim.
See ya.